So again, welcome to another video. Today we're going to be talking about who will not be returning in Injustice 2. So right at the top of our list we have Green Arrow, who sadly is not going to be returning for Injustice 2, which sucks because I do main him. He is my main kind of person. I don't know how he dies. I don't know how either of them die actually, but I'm assuming they're talking about the Earth 1 Green Arrow, the main that isn't dead, not the Insurgency one. I don't know. It just really sucks that he's gonna die because I mean, he's my favorite character. He's one of my favorite DC superheroes in general, and it would just been really awesome to see how they integrate him to the new game with all the other characters. So I'm assuming they killed him off like in the comics because I'm concerned that they didn't kill him off in the actual game. As like most of the characters on this list, he die in the comics. I'm assuming. So I just hope they didn't kill him off like in a really stupid way, just like the stupidest way possible, like they did with a talk about in a minute. But just again, it really sucks that he's just dead because he's by far probably my favorite character, my favorite DC superhero, by far. It just would have been really cool to see him maybe get some new skins for his new TV show appearance. I don't know. Anyways, that's just my matter. Anyways, let's move on to the next person that will not be returning in Injustice 2, and that is, of course, the one, Nightwing. So Nightwing, I actually do know how he died, which it was like a really stupid. It was super stupid. Like I haven't actually read the comic book that this takes place in, the Injustice comic book that this takes place in, because basically all these kills, they all died in the Injustice comic books. Which I actually kind of want to start getting into the Injustice comic books, just so I can read them, figure out who died. Because I already know who died from the actual roster of the original Injustice, but there's a bunch of characters that I was speculating could be in the new game that I didn't know were actually dead in the Injustice continuity. So, once I found that out, it kind of blew that away. Anyways, so the way he died, right, was so stupid. So I guess he's just walking. I don't know why, but he's just walking along, right? And he just trips and breaks his neck on a rock. And I'm just like, what? And I'm assuming this is not the Damian Wayne Nightwing we see on the regime side of the equation, of the other Earth, but the Dick Grayson version. But again, this is just so stupid. Like, he's Nightwing, and you kill him by this? Oh. I don't know, but yeah, it kind of sucks that he's not going to be returning. He was a really awesome character. The next person on our list is the Clown Prince of Crime himself, the Joker. And this is the Joker from Earth 1, because if you remember in the game, the first game, Joker is actually killed off right away. Just guts out, ripped out, in the Earth 2 version of him, not the Earth 1 version of him. I don't know why they chose to kill off Earth 2 or Earth 1 version of him as well. I mean, he was a pretty awesome character, but I mean, it's a bold move. It's a bold move because usually Joker is just all in with these DC games, but no, they decided to take him out. I don't know why they killed him again. Need to read those comic books. I really need to read them. But yeah. So I actually am gonna look up how they killed him. So it actually says here that Batman breaks his code against killing in Injustice Gods Among Us Year 3, number 13. While Batman snaps the Joker's neck while driving him to Arkham Asylum for the upteenth time. He immediately goes to the police station, presumably turn himself in, but don't expect him to do any real time. That's because it's all a dream, and that's all it says. So that's really weird. So I guess Batman kills him by snapping his neck, which is just, wow. Okay. That's awesome. I guess Batman kills him. Finally. Kind of like the Killing Joke way, I guess. It's like that, so that's pretty cool. That's a pretty good way to go, I think. I don't know. Although it sucks that Joker's not going to be in the game. I mean, I kind of see why they killed him off, because that essential to the game or to the plot of any of it, honestly. But I don't know. It would have been interesting to see how he'd be in the game. Like the same with Green Arrow and Nightwing. It's a shame that they took him out of it, but I see why they did, and I understand why that he wasn't essential and everything, but I don't know. Anyways, on to the next one. So on our list of the people who are going to be left out of the second game is Martian Manhunter. And this is an interesting kind of thing because I thought for sure he'd be in the next game. I mean, he's only a DLC character. The only time he was actually in the plot line of the story was in the comics. And he does die. He doesn't go away or anything. I'm pretty sure all of them die. But yeah, it's in the comics. So how he dies actually is really weird because he's been working with Batman for a while in the shadows, right? And then he does a bunch of stuff, right? And then he finally reveals himself to Superman so he can talk to Superman. And before he can do anything, right? Because he's like trying to talk to Superman, right, about what he's doing and how it's wrong and everything. And before he can, make good on his promises, he made a bunch of promises to him. Diana actually Wonder Woman tells Superman to use his heat vision on Martian Manhunter, and with only a second's hesitation, Superman unleashes a powerful burst of flame from his eyes, igniting Diana's body and forcing screaming Jon out of her. Jon burns into bones and then ashes that land in the water below. His death is confirmed by Batman. So he was actually in a Wonder Woman, as I said. Wonder Woman orders him to do it, and then he just kills Martian Manhunter straight up. Straight up burns him, and that really sucks because, he's actually a really good character. He was only in the game twice actually. Once in the back of the actual Watchtower level, and then as a DLC character. But yeah, it sucks that we can't see him in the next game. But he had his death coming. Honestly, he had his death coming. So the next one on our list is, of course, Shazam or Billy Batson or whatever you want to call him. So Billy actually died in the game, I believe. The Regime version of him. I'm not sure if the Earth 1 version of him actually died. I will look on that after, but I'm pretty sure he did not. But yeah, so he did die in the comics and in the game, I'm pretty sure. And the way he died was he was having second thoughts about what Superman was doing, and just having second thoughts about what's going on and all that. So he was just talking to him, and I guess he brought up Lois, something along the lines of that, and Superman just got super triggered. He got like trigger times 10, like triggered beyond compare, and he was just like, whoa, what? So he snatches Billy by his throat. Despite the younger hero's struggles, he could not break free from Superman's grasp. Billy tried to cry out Shazam, but Superman froze his mouth shut, and Billy's screams of horror were quickly muffled by ice as Superman burns through his eyes with heat vision, murdering the boy in cold blood. Just murdered him, and letting his body fall to the floor. His corpse was later buried in the snow by a grieving Solomon Grundy. So he is dead. He is super dead. Like, super dead. Like, as dead as Superman is triggered. So, yeah, that is why Superman, or Shazam, is definitely not returning in the second game. So, last and honestly probably least on this list is Jon Stewart, who actually is not even a playable. He was not even like an actual character himself. He's just a skin for the Hal Jordan Green Lantern. I mean, he's a character in the game, but he's just simply a skin. So Jon Stewart in the comics is actually super. He's like a prominent character in the comics, one of the most, I would say. And Jon Stewart in the comics, I guess, is actually working with Sinestro to help. For some reason, I don't know. I guess they're stopping. From my knowledge, I guess they're trying to stop what is going on with Mr. Superman on Earth with the Guardians, but the Guardians are like, nah. So it turns out that Sinestro is actually does not care about that, and he's actually still working for Superman. So what happens? So Sinestro, then Sinestro, he actually like constructs this thing and stabs him in the chest. He stabs Jon Stewart in the chest, and then he frames Guy Gardner for the murder of Jon Stewart, and then Jon Stewart's just gone. So that's why he's not returning in the game, in the second game. So yeah.